All right, welcome to this explainer put together by Edward Giles. Today we're diving into what I like to call a disciplined masterclass on field sales systems, customer communication psychology, and how to effectively position DirecTV entertainment packages. Whether you're just stepping into field marketing, sales, or you're building your own business as an entrepreneur, there's one thing you need to know right off the bat. Real success out there is not about high-pressure tactics. Not at all. It's actually about understanding people, mastering structured systems, and maintaining an absolute, unshakable discipline. So, let's get to work.
So, here's our roadmap for today's session. We're going to start with the foundations of field success, move into the 5 steps to conversation, talk about positioning products, and then cover building impulse with FUGI. After that, we'll break down territory and the averages and wrap it all up with pitch, pace, and attitude.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Foundations of Field Success, or Building Field Habits. You see, consistent success in the field, it's never an accident, and it is certainly not about being pushy. It is built entirely on structured habits and real mental resilience.
Think of this as your foundational system. We call it the 8 steps to success. And honestly, this is the operational playbook of a true professional. It starts with being positive, then being on time, which, let's be real, in this industry means arriving at least 15 minutes early just to organize your route. It requires being prepared, both mentally to hear the word no and physically. Have your bag packed, bring water, wear comfortable shoes. You have to work the full shift to truly maximize your territory, talking to literally everyone from people out walking your dogs to remote workers on their lunch break. You've got to fiercely protect your attitude when things get tough, know exactly why you're out there grinding, and finally, take absolute personal control of your own growth.
Let's pause on that first step for a second. 90%. That is a massive number, right? Well, that is exactly how much of your success is dictated entirely by your attitude.
Which means the flip side is just 10%. 10% comes down to pure ability. Look, skills, scripts, product knowledge, all of that can be taught. But your energy, your confidence, and your emotional control, that 90% is entirely up to you. You have to prepare that before you ever step foot in the field. Okay, moving on to Section 2, 5 steps to conversation. Now that we have the internal mindset locked in, let's look at the external mechanics. How do we actually engage a potential customer?
Here is the precise flow of a successful interaction. It starts with the introduction, using SEE, that's smile, eye contact, and enthusiasm. You do that to build immediate trust. Then you move to the short story. And the rule here is KISS. Keep it short and simple. Why? Because trust me, the quickest way to kill a deal is by talking way too much. Less talk actually creates more impulse. From there, you deliver a clear presentation, slide smoothly into a confident close, and finish with the rehash, where you reinforce the value so you can prevent any buyer's remorse.
Now, during that presentation phase, CPR is going to be your best tool. It stands for Create Personal Relationship. You aren't out there just reading a script like a robot. You are finding common ground. By naturally weaving in questions about their family, their occupation, recreation, or sports, you instantly lower their defenses. If you find out they're massive football fans, boom, that opens the door to discuss DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket. You stop sounding like a salesperson and you start sounding like a neighbor who's just there to solve a problem.
Let's bring this into the real world. Section 3, Positioning Products. Let's look at exactly how we present these complete DirecTV and AT&T Fiber entertainment packages to actual customers.
Clarity is absolute power here. We position AT&T Fiber as a direct, closed network with zero leg. It's perfectly designed for families who want to stream DirecTV, watch live sports without any of that annoying buffering, or professionals who need to work from home. And we contrast this directly against outdated copper networks, which are shared, prone to slow down right during peak hours, and, honestly, carry more hacking risks. Building that clear contrast is the core short story that instantly hooks the customer's interest.
But look, the real underlying problem we are solving here is bill shock. Customers get incredibly frustrated when their rates jump dramatically after a promotional period ends. As field representatives, our value isn't just in selling internet or premium movie channels, it's providing stability. We offer transparent pricing, month-to-month flexibility, and significant value adds that solve this exact pain point, keeping their home entertainment running smoothly without the surprise bills.
All right, Section 4, we're talking about building impulse, specifically mastering FUGI. Having a great product is definitely necessary, but building the customer's impulse to take action right now, that requires an absolute mastery of communication psychology. So, FUGI stands for fear of loss, urgency, greed, and indifference. It's a psychological combination of what you say and your body language. For example, using a verbal cue like, while I'm here in the neighborhood, creates urgency. But to prevent sounding desperate, you have to pair it with indifference. That could be a nonverbal shoulder shrug or literally taking a step back. Saying something like, it's totally up to you, lowers the pressure completely, while you still maintain total professional control of the conversation.
Under the greed factor of FUGI, we leverage what's known as the Jones effect. This is just the simple psychological reality that people want what their neighbors have. By confidently mentioning that the neighbors next door just upgraded their DirecTV package in time for football season, you provide powerful social proof. It turns a standard, abstract offer into a localized, community-driven buying frenzy.
Let's pivot a bit. Section 5, Territory and the Averages. This is where we shift our focus to the mathematical reality of fieldwork and finding buyers. We apply the basketball theory here. Just like shooting free throws, every missed shot is just practice for the one that finally goes in. In field marketing, rejection is never personal. It is simply a metric on the way to a closed deal. The more conversations you have, the more opportunities you create. If you don't knock on the door, the answer is already no, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
The law of averages is ruthless, but man, is it reliable. 30 attempts might all yield a no. 100 tries might get you a maybe. But if you have the discipline to push through to 300 doors, consistent repetition will inevitably generate predictable yeses. You just have to drop the no quickly and go find your yes.
To really maximize those averages, you need the garden theory. You absolutely must manage your territory strategically. Lap 1, the afternoon, is for planting seeds. You're talking with remote workers and stay-at-home parents who might be looking for family entertainment channels. Lap 2, that evening shift, is the harvest and money lap. This is when the professionals return home and want to relax with premium sports broadcasts. You have to adapt your pitch to the specific demographics that are available at different times of the day.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 6, Pitch, Pace, and Attitude. This is the execution formula. This is where we bring all the systems, the product knowledge, and the math into one simple, controllable formula.
PPA equals APP. Pitch plus pace plus attitude equals applications. Out in the field, there are hundreds of things you cannot control. The weather, the gates, the traffic. But you can always control these 3 variables. You control your pitch, memorizing your script, using pregnant pauses effectively, and projecting your voice. You control your pace, maintaining an aggressive, steady work ethic to hit your 80 houses and actually complete your laps. And you control your attitude, keeping a positive poker face, a genuine smile, and unshakable enthusiasm regardless of what happened at the last door. If you master these 3 things, you guarantee applications.
Look, amateurs let a slow day ruin their mood. Professionals, they let their unshakable attitude force a positive result. So, the real question I have for you is this. Will you let your attitude determine your results, or will you let your results dictate your attitude? Success in the field, and really in business overall, demands a mentality of getting 1% better every single day. Keep studying these systems, maintain your discipline, and go take control of your territory.